Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and you may be a little confused considering our location currently. I am outside to take the beginning part of this video, and that is because we are looking at one absolutely incredible but very, very large box from Dino Dream. This is something that I honestly wasn't even positive when they first unveiled it that I was going to be able to spring for, but I definitely had to have this. I had to add it to my collection, so eventually I did, and I am beyond excited to have this here. Like, to say that I am excited, honestly, would be an understatement. This is something that I've always wanted, would be a very large, very impressive looking statue of this T-Rex in this pose. So, and the fact that it is a bronze version makes it even cooler, but you can see the box art looks super cool. I honestly wasn't even sure if there was going to be a box like this associated with these releases. I actually kind of assumed that it would just be in like a brown shipper box, but we do in fact have this gorgeous box inside the brown shipper box. You can also see that it does have my limited edition number on here as well, and clearly you can see we are looking at the Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex. Again, it is a JP30 release, and it is in 1/15th scale, so that tells you that it's going to be pretty big. And then when you turn it around and you take a look at the back of the box, again, you can see how cool it looks. Definitely very nicely done as a whole. The boxes from Dino Dream are always on another level, if you ask me. So now we are at the point where I need to go back inside and open this up and, of course, show it to you guys. So let's get inside, pop this box open, and check it out. So I'm definitely going to have to readjust the camera here as we go. But the first thing that I want to show you guys is this. This was a super cool addition to the people that pre-ordered this. I believe, I'm pretty sure that is what this was. And you can see it's like a really neat kind of like rock formation in the shape of like a triangle. And on one side you have the Velociraptor. On the other side you have the T-Rex. Now these are the two models that were released in this bronze series from Dino Dream. So it's neat to have both of them here. But then if you turn it around on the other side, you can see we've got the Dino Dream logo right there. And the underside has a very nice, soft kind of a feel, so it doesn't damage anything, and also helps to keep it, you know, in one spot. It stays nice and stable, and it's actually really quite heavy. So that makes that really fun. I don't know if you can get that anymore, unfortunately. Again, I believe that was part of the pre-order, if I remember correctly. But then we also have the base, and I was afraid of this. I knew this was going to be pretty big and hard to see, but you can see the base sports a very nice area here, a nice earthy area for your T-Rex to stand on. You also have the Jurassic Park logo right there, and the base almost has a little bit of an Isla Nublar look to it, but overall, again, it's just a nice little earthy area here, and you've got a footprint there for our T-Rex, who, of course, is going to stomp its way in here in just a moment. As you see me bring the foot in here to try to put onto the base, we'll go ahead. Actually, I gotta move it forward a little bit. We'll slide that in there. Oh, I keep hitting the backdrop. It's getting in my way. There we go. Sliding right into place. And man, this thing is so crazy impressive. I need to, of course, reposition it before showing it to you guys. Let's go ahead and bring the camera up to show you this incredible Tyrannosaurus Rex. And there we go. We now have it standing here before us. And man, this thing looks so unreasonably awesome. And again, the fact that it is 1/15th scale means that it is gigantic. It is a huge Tyrannosaurus Rex, like even larger than I thought it was going to be in person. Far and away one of the most impressive Jurassic Park style Tyrannosaurs that I have in my collection, there is no doubt. And the fact that it is a bronze statue means that it's definitely quite heavy, has some significant weight to it. And some people I know don't really like this pose for the T-Rex, but I feel like it is so iconic. I've seen so many images displayed with this pose, so much like artwork and stuff, and like merchandise and stuff associated with the Jurassic franchise that had this Tyrannosaur in this pose. So it's something that I've always really, enjoyed. And there is a smaller Dino Dream T-Rex that actually is painted like the female Rex, sporting this pose, which is amazing. It's an older release, but again, I always wanted like a larger one. And they did at one time have this Rex with the JP3 colors, but it was a custom paint job that you could order from them, and it was a little out of my price range, so I always just kind of looked at it from afar, looking at the listings and stuff on eBay for it. So to say that we now have come full circle and I do finally have this T-Rex in this pose, and again this large, really is quite the accomplished feeling. So as always, let's go ahead and jump straight to a closer look at this and we'll check it out from there. Now starting up here at the head sculpt of the T-Rex, you can see it looks phenomenal. You have really nice looking skin texture, of course, for the Tyrannosaurus, and what's even cooler about this is a large portion of, if not all of, the Dino Dream models. I'm not entirely sure if it's all of them, but they come from the original Stan Winston Studios data, which means that the dinosaurs that you get from Dino Dream are the single most accurate that you can find anywhere if they come from the Stan Winston Studios data, which in turn again shows you how impressive of a Tyrannosaurus sculpt we are talking about here, because it's not going to get much more accurate than this. You can see again we've got a nice black tone for the primary body, and we also have, like, I could see almost like some brownish tones picking up here and there. You can also see a very cool silver here for the teeth as well as the tongue inside the mouth. The Tyrannosaurus obviously has the mouth open here a little bit, showing off that tongue there inside the mouth, and of course those incredibly impressive teeth. And you can see the teeth are exactly that. They are very impressive, and the silver tone definitely highlights them nicely. You can also see the gum line there on the lower jaw, as well as there's kind of almost like a slight snarl occurring with the Tyrannosaurus right there. As you move to the lower jaw, you can see the lower jaw also looks absolutely fantastic. Moving back here, actually you can go to the top of the head and see how nice it looks up there as well. But moving back into the neck, the Tyrannosaurus has its head turned toward its left, which you can see there. You can see the spinal column following along the back as well, but you can see some nice creasing and wrinkling in the neck when the dinosaur has its head again turned toward its left. You can see the creasing and everything that's occurring because of that movement and that positioning. You've got incredibly nice fine detail as you move down into the underside of the throat as well. Nice skin wrinkles and skin folds. There's a different shade of color down here for the underside, kind of almost like a light grayish brown. It's a very interesting tone of color down there. As you move back into the body, you can see the shoulder blade right there. You can also see the arm is very nice looking. We have the muscle definition present. You've got the elbow, and a very interesting positioning for the arm is kind of held into the body a little bit. You can see a curl to the fingers. Try to turn it so that we can look at the front and kind of get a look at the scoots of the fingers. There you go. You can kind of see it. If my camera would focus on it correctly, you can see the scoots there moving down the fingers, and the nails as well have a really nice, genuine, sharp look to them, which is a huge plus. Now I'm going to try to carefully move this back again. And then as you lead up into the stomach, again, the skin texture looks absolutely awesome. As we let the light hit it here and kind of turn it, you can see the rib cage showing right there in the stomach region as well. Again, the skin detail is absolutely out of this world on this model. It looks so good. You can see more skin wrinkles back here leading back into the thigh. We again have that alternate tone of color for the underside of the T-Rex. That classic Tyrannosaur scaling here for the underside of the Rex. Again, the Tyrannosaurs from Jurassic Park, in my opinion, are iconically known for this type of scale detail on the underside of the dinosaur. So that's exactly why you see that. Man, this T-Rex is definitely very, very heavy. It's just going to be exhausting almost just reviewing it, because I have to stand here and hold it up for so long. But as you look here at the back, you can again see the spinal column. You can also see the hip bone right here as you move down. The muscle definition again looks very nice as you move down through the course of the leg, the skin texture as well. And I can still see again those slight variations of browns kind of showing up very lightly through the course of the black tones of the body. As you move down, you've got the calf muscle definitely tensing, because of course the Tyrannosaur is running and it has its right leg up in the air, so the left leg would definitely be tensing right there. You can actually also see a lighter gray up here, which I didn't point out just before. You have a dark tone, of course, with a black. As you move down, you have a light gray. Then you transition to a brown for the underside. And again, as you lead down into the foot looks great. You've got the scoots running down the toes there. Again, the nails having that genuine sharp look to them as well. You can see the opposing foot over there, the dew claw and everything, even though my hand's kind of in the way because of where I'm holding it. And then you lead out here into the tail. Again, the skin texture continues to look absolutely gorgeous, and we have a slight striping effect that I don't know how good it's picking up on camera, but you have like a brown and a black that kind of stripes through the course of the tail as you lead out. You've got a very strong curve to the tail, even a slight twist to it that you can see displayed on the upper side of the tail of the T-Rex. Taking a look at the opposing side of the head, again, it looks great. There is actually a variation of a brown showing up right in the palate as well that I didn't notice at first on the other side, but when I was turning it, I noticed it, and I could see it on this side as well. Again, you can see the really nice scales, like larger scales here and there popping up as you move through the head sculpt. As you lead back, the head is turning away from us, so the skin is definitely still wrinkling over here, but maybe a little bit less than we saw on the initial side. As you continue to move along, you can see that this leg is picking up and pushing into the stomach, so it's kind of hiding a little bit of the stomach. You can also see this arm here on this side is outstretched a little bit more so than we have for the opposing arm. But again, everything looks really good. The transition down to that light gray in the lower part of the stomach as well is super, super smooth. As we lead up here, you can see all of the amazing skin detail. Again, all the curvatures and wrinkling and everything to the skin as the dinosaur moves through. Again, as it runs, and this leg, again, is picking up off of the ground so, again, impressively. Like, it's really up there. You can see the skin wrinkles and everything here in the back of the knee as well. Big bulging calf muscle. And the foot sculpt, again, looks awesome. You can see the toes, how they're picking up off of the ground and preparing to kind of land back down. Again, even the cracks and crevices to the nails of the toes. And then you lead back out again into the tail with that really, really nice curve. So far and away, one of the absolute most incredible Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurs in my collection. And then again, we've got the base. You can see the nice earthy area here, the footprint. There are a little bit of variations to the colors here of the bases. We have variations of browns down here. Again, that beautiful Jurassic Park logo right there. And then you have this really nice kind of satin finish for the black base around it. And then on the underside, you can see again, it is the Bronze Dino Dream Tyrannosaurus Rex maquette. And then we have a limited edition of 278 of 300. So cutting it a little bit close right there for me. But again, you can see the Dino Dream logo and the Jurassic World logo down here, as well as the soft circles on the underside to keep it nice and still. That also means that if you have any interest in getting hold of this, you really need to get on ordering it right away, because a limited edition of 300 is not very much, and you don't want to miss out, because this is a masterpiece. And then again, we also have this little extra here. Again, I believe was exclusive to the pre-order, but I can't say for sure. You can see the Dino Dream logo looks absolutely epic here on the front. And then we have the soft underside. And again, when we turn it, we've got a really cool sort of a gold or bronze type of a look for our Tyrannosaurus. And then the Raptor, which is the other half of the bronze line, which I will also have a review up here on the channel very soon. Definitely really happy to have this to now accompany my Tyrannosaurus in the display. Now, as you can see, when we actually have the Rex fully in screen here, besides maybe the tiniest tip of the tail, it is very large. It's definitely impressive in size. Again, at 1/15th scale for a Tyrannosaurus Rex, it's inevitably going to be huge. And to show you that as far as a size goes, I feel like I'm going to have to move the camera in and just kind of show you the tip of the tail, probably, because I don't know how else I'm going to get this in screen exactly, because I won't be able to reach it. Oh, wow. So when I try to move the Rex closer, because it is so heavy and so sturdy, I actually pulled my entire review area out here. But for a length, you are looking at about 26 3/4 inches, or around 68 centimeters. And that's, of course, with the curvatures of the body. If it were actually stretched out, it would definitely be, of course, even longer. And then we'll reposition this again to try to get the head in shot and then show you the height. So, of course, from the ground to the top of the head, about 12 inches, or around 30.5 centimeters, maybe even a hair over for a size comparison. So it was at this point that I think you could really understand how large this T-Rex is, as obviously we've got Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, Robert Muldoon in the Collect A Human Being, here next to the Tyrannosaurus, which obviously is gigantic in comparison. This is far and away one of the most impressive Dino Dream models I've ever had, and maybe the largest overall. I do have their Triceratops bust and their full-size Compsognathus here as well, but I think just in general, with overall body mass and everything, this T-Rex takes the cake in the size department as far as my largest Dino Dream model. And if that size comparison wasn't humorous enough for you guys, here are some Mattel figures with the Mattel Velociraptor and Dilophosaurus. Again, still absolutely tiny in comparison. And as I had stated earlier, Dino Dream did have an older, fully painted, again with the female Rex colors, version of this T-Rex, of this sculpt, which is definitely the same sculpt. You can see it's the same pose and everything, but clearly the size is crazy different. The fully painted version down there is so much smaller compared to this gigantic 1/15th scale version. And at this point, it's pretty apparent to me that I don't think I'm really going to find anything that's going to size well with this as far as a comparison goes. Obviously, if I go with like the super colossal Mattel Tyrannosaurus, it's going to be significantly larger because those super colossals are ridiculous. But you can see with the Mattel Extreme Damage, aka like the Extreme Chompin size range, it's obviously again a good bit smaller. There's also like the W Dragon male 1/20th scale Tyrannosaurus. That as well, of course, is going to be smaller, but I have that kind of buried, so it would be a tough one to get out. But obviously, what is the point I'm trying to make here is that this Rex is again gigantic and far and away one of the most impressive Tyrannosaurus models that I've ever seen. So this brand new Dino Dream Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary Bronze 1/15th scale Tyrannosaurus Rex is without question a dream come true. This thing is gorgeous on another level. If you are a Jurassic Park fan and you like to own those higher end collectible models like you see Iron Studios and Prime One and stuff producing, I feel like you definitely need to have this in your collection. Even if you are not, if you are just a casual Jurassic collector, I would make a lunge toward grabbing this and adding it to your collection because it would easily be the centerpiece to your collection, and it would deserve to be that. It is so unbelievably impressive here in person. Of course, again, considering it is a model taken from the original Stan Winston Studios data, it is phenomenal when it comes to the overall appearance as well as the fine detail on it. It just shines in the most brilliant way possible, and considering the fact that it again is like the dark tones of like a black and stuff, which actually they did release a bronze version of this. That same T-Rex I'd showed you, the smaller one, they released a bronze type look for a smaller version of that as well at one point. But this is the full-blown actual official bronze release, and it is unbelievable. Again, it perfectly replicates a Jurassic Park T-Rex, and again, you're really not going to find a much better looking version than this. Of course, the fact that it is, in fact, a bronze release also means that we don't have those classic kind of T-Rex colors on it because it has more of this artistic look with the blacks and browns and light grays and the lighter browns of the underside, which also helps to give it that insanely cool statue type of a look. I could just imagine this outside of a Jurassic Park museum at full size somewhere, just looking again beyond incredible. And on top of, again, our absolutely magnificent Tyrannosaurus, we have a really nice base that it goes on to, sporting a very museum-like look, and as a whole, I think the entire thing has a museum type of a look, and if there is, in fact, or were ever to become a Jurassic Park museum somewhere, they definitely need to add one of these to it, because it's probably one of my new favorite Jurassic Park collectibles that I have in my collection. So if you are interested in this, the last time I checked, they did still have some available, but I don't know if they still do, and I don't know how long they're going to last. If they do, I will include a link in the description to Lana Time Shop where you can head on over there and grab one of these for yourself. So make sure you check that link right away. I would not wait. Go check to make sure they've still got some, and if they do and you've got the money, I would grab it. If you don't have the money, I would try like one of those PayPal plans where you can kind of pay payments on it, or even Affirm is a thing that I know that you can do to kind of make payments on something, and absolutely add one of these to your collection. I don't want to see you guys regretting it and then wanting one later on, because once these are sold out and they hit the third-party sellers, they're going to be ridiculous when it comes to the price tag. So make sure you check that link, grab this and add it to your collection, and of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.